We have been watching as Bitcoin maxis cradle these large institutional players and TradFi, companies into their arms, very close, hoping that they pump their Bitcoin bags. And I don't think that this is the right way to go about this. And in fact, I actually think that there's a much larger, sinister plan happening behind closed doors that the Bitcoin maxis are just completely missing. And in this video, I want to talk about that. If you guys want to absolutely crush this market, I mean making sure that your long-term, your mid-term, and even your short-term goals are being hit in this space, you guys need to be in the Discord. I have a complete free section and a complete paid section as well, where both sides are getting a ton of value. Even the free side. Guys, I don't ignore the free side. We have weekly events in there. We're doing portfolio reviews, you name it. So what are you guys waiting for? Join the free Discord now. Links are down in the description below. Welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. If we look at this post here, this is actually from a Bitcoin holder since 2012, apparently, where BlackRock has the third largest holding of Bitcoin. It's only been 9 months since they started the ETF from 0 to 100 in 3 seconds. Satoshi just casually holding $64 billion worth of Bitcoin. Now, we've talked about Satoshi Nakamoto, right? We talked about how this is probably, it's probably the government. It's probably government agencies that actually went by this nickname, Satoshi Nakamoto, and created Bitcoin. And a lot of people are just kind of running with the idea that, oh, it's just like one guy that, wanted to rise up against the government and the TradFi guys and this, that. And it's just kind of ridiculous if you think about it. But outside of Satoshi being number one, we have Binance, then we have BlackRock. Over 347,000 plus Bitcoin. Grayscale, MicroStrategy, which BlackRock is one of the largest shareholder of MicroStrategy, by the way. If you guys did not know that, very interesting. But outside of that, Bitfinex, the US government, Chinese government, Fidelity, Block One, and then Robinhood. So out of the top 11 holders, okay, we have BlackRock, we have MicroStrategy, which BlackRock is one of the top shareholders of, the US government, the Chinese government, Fidelity, and then Robinhood. Out of the top 11, so 6 out of the top 11 holders of Bitcoin, I would actually be concerned about. That is not good. In fact, if I was looking back at the early days of Bitcoin, I would be terrified about this top holders list, if I'm just being honest with you guys. But again, these Bitcoin maxis can't be honest. In fact, they just look at this and say, oh, this is very bullish because they're going to pump our Bitcoin bags. But like I said, there's a much larger, sinister plan at hand, in my opinion. Let's talk about it. Over here we have from Anderson. Interesting that Ulrich Binseo from the ECB is saying that Bitcoin is costly, slow, and inconvenient. Xrp solves this. We have some strong connections between Ulrich and also Ripple. And here we have the ECB. The recent approval of an ETF doesn't change the fact that Bitcoin is costly, slow, and inconvenient. Interesting. ETF approval for Bitcoin, the naked emperor's new clothes. Now we have also a statement, Bitcoin has failed to become a global decentralized digital currency, instead falling victim to fraud and manipulation. And although a lot of people will say like, oh, like there's no way that this is true or anything like that, like obviously like the whole like fraud and manipulation sort of thing, it's kind of ridiculous, especially when we look at some of the largest institutions out there manipulating these markets. But I do think that it has failed to become a global decentralized digital currency because you can't actually utilize it as a digital currency. Like you're not going to openly be, accepting and, paying with Bitcoin. You're not. It's just too inefficient. I would much rather, send payments and receive payments using XRP or XLM or HBAR, for an example. But also over here we have from Ripple Swell 2020, you guys have Ulrich from the ECB. CBDCs driving towards digital from Ripple Swell. And then also over here on the CPMI group from July of 2023, there you have Ulrich there. Director, General Market Infrastructure and Payments, ECB, and of course Ripple. Interesting. Now, also over here from Smoke Dog, we have Bitcoin and Ethereum equals low scalability. XRP equals unlimited scalability, confirmed with documentation. There's a reason why XRP is a better candidate for payments among traditional financial institutions. And the answer is scalability. Scalability, the ability of a payment system or network to handle an increasing number of transactions efficiently as demand grows without compromising speed, cost, or reliability. XRP's high scalability, with the ability to handle hundreds of thousands of transactions per second, is critical for large-scale financial institutions enabling efficient cross-border payments. On the other hand, Bitcoin and Ethereum's low transaction throughput, with speeds of fewer than 20 transactions per second, limits their use in high-volume scenarios, making them less suitable for mainstream payment systems. Huge difference. And yes, this is why we focus on XRP. This is why we focus on HBAR and XLM and those that are actually efficient. Here we have that full view. Crypto assets such as Bitcoin and Ether are unsuitable as payment instruments for most DLT use cases due to their high volatility and low scalability. Also over here, this is Ashish Birla. Says that Ripple developed its technology with scalability in mind. To deploy something for Standard Chartered, Santander, or Bank of America, our solution needs to scale to hundreds of thousands of transactions per second. This was in the design from the outset. And then also over here, works in test mode with more than 100 banks. This is Ripple supported XRP cryptocurrency, was launched in 2012. Unlimited scalability being focused on. It is designed to improve existing payment technologies by accelerating exchange operations and facilitating the trade of low liquid assets. Now, building on top of this, Stefan Thomas, key architect for the Interledger protocol, confirmed that XRP and the Interledger protocol together can process trillions, not just 1 trillion, but trillions of transactions per second without any central authority. This is a massive statement. Now, I did quote Smoke Dog and I said, most of this space is being manipulated by the largest TradFi players in the world. The biggest distraction in this space are institutions and enterprises using Ethereum or pushing Bitcoin to the public. Bitcoin and Ethereum are antiquated technology and will cease to provide any value to scalable use cases. The future will be built on much more efficient rails like, and I did mention a few, and others. Everyone is looking at what BlackRock is doing, but not listening to what they are saying. Larry Fink already told you the ETFs were the starting line. Tokenization is the finish line. The tokenized economy can't and won't thrive using Ethereum, and don't even mention Bitcoin in that regard. They will never tell you the truth. You will need to find it out for yourself. The ETF hype was ridiculous. All they cared about was making money from the fees. They did not care one bit about Bitcoin and or Ethereum. The big focus is on the actual tech that will power the digital tokenized economy. And I stand by this. I 100% stand by this. You are being manipulated. Most of the space is being manipulated. And what I find even crazier about all of this is BlackRock cannot talk about anything other than Bitcoin and Ethereum. XRP gets brought up in question, they can't talk about it. They don't want to talk about it. But Bitcoin and Ethereum is so easy for them to talk about. Why? Do you ever question why? You need to focus on what they're not talking about. What are they not telling you? These institutions, these big players, they're not going to tell you the plan. They're not going to say, hey, we're using Bitcoin and Ethereum. Invest in them. You'll get rich because of us. No, you need to read between the lines of what they're actually giving you. For example, over here we have must watch, is BlackRock launching an XRP ETF? This is from Fox Business. I'm sure that you guys are aware of this. We have how about an XRP ETF? You know I can't answer that. As if they are all a part of some inner group where they know that they can't talk about XRP specifically. They can only talk about Bitcoin and Ether. Why? Like, what is going on here?
Is this, will you do another ETF? How about an XRP ETF? I know you got Ether out there. How about XRP? Can you answer that?
I can't. And you don't want me to.
I do.
Well, I can't.
All right.
So he can't. But why? It's not like they have an NDA. It's not like, there's some, type of contract that they're, that they signed. What's going on here? They can't talk about it. They can't mention anything about it. Now we have over here from Black Swan Capitalist, we have Wall Street Deception 101, a BlackRock and CEO Larry Fink lesson. Learn the playbook, people. They want you in Bitcoin, an asset that has risen, this massive percentage. The fact that Larry Fink expressed positive comments about Bitcoin, the fact that he can't talk about XRP, he never comments on other superior digital assets, he never comments on crypto significantly oversold. Larry's behavior tells you everything you need to know. The true wealth creation opportunities in the crypto market lie in other digital assets that he's deliberatively not discussing. He can't. Those familiar with Wall Street and media dynamics should understand that the most valuable assets are never disclosed until their prime has passed. And this is so true. They're not going to talk to you guys about, HBAR or XRP or XLM. They're not going to say these digital assets by name. They're not even going to address them in conversation. You need to look past the nonsense. You need to look past the deception that is being pushed by these big TradFi guys. They don't want you getting rich. They're not going to give you the plan to get rich either. And then also over here from Black Swan Capitalist, this is his brother. He's right. They want you to focus on Bitcoin while governments and financial institutions quietly integrate XRP into their systems to manage all their debts and tokenized assets. The partnerships are out in the open, but the narrative keeps selling the lie of Bitcoin. Check it out.
None of this makes sense on the surface. And when something doesn't make sense on the surface, there's usually a good reason why the designers of this currency don't want it to make sense on the purpose. So we can look at the details of what they say. They say it's to facilitate BRICS trade. Well, again, trade channels, they say the key highlight is that it's the gateway for the BRICS trade. But again, who owns and manages this new currency? Will it only be government officials that manage it? Or what I suspect is private individuals who set up this fund on a consignment from the government, acting on their own, and the government has to leave the management to these non-government officials.
So yeah, I do think that he is right when we really kind of look at what's going on here. I think that if you read all the documents, okay, there's no mention of utilizing Bitcoin and integrating Bitcoin into the financial system. Why? Because it's useless. There's no point. Why would we upgrade our systems to utilize something as inefficient as Bitcoin? We want something that is future-proof. We want something that is going to scale infinitely. We want something that is, settling things at a fraction of a penny. We want things that are actually efficient, that are going to revolutionize payments. Bitcoin is not that. Ethereum is not that. They keep pushing this lie onto people. And I also do think that it's leading us down a path to something very, very big, where it is going to completely shock everyone. And when I say that, I go back to 2020. And I remember watching this, and it was more so about BlackRock at that time, how they're classified as too big to fail. This is from Jim Rickards, and we have Elite's plan. Classify BlackRock as too big to fail under CFI. Freeze BlackRock clients' accounts. Take control over accounts remotely. Check this out.
What did these elites want from your contact at BlackRock?
Basically, they want to classify BlackRock as too big to fail. The technical term is Systemically Important Financial Institution, or SIFI. That designation normally applies to banks, such as Bank of America. If your bank gets the SIFI label, it means the government will bail you out first in a crisis. But it also means you must turn over control of your bank until the crisis subsides. In this case, they're trying to reclassify BlackRock, an asset manager, as too big to fail. If they succeed, they'll be able to freeze BlackRock when the crisis hits. BlackRock clients won't be able to sell. They won't be able to buy either. Their accounts will go dark indefinitely. And the elite operatives will take control of BlackRock's assets remotely via the internet. But our research shows that their ICE 9 plan goes much, much deeper than that.
Now, if you think about this, right? What does this mean for those that are holding Bitcoin with BlackRock? I think that you guys can kind of see where this is going. This is why I say everyone is so open to embracing and accepting these big institutions for greed reasons. Specifically, these Bitcoin maxis. Oh, BlackRock's here. That means that we're getting rich, right? They are being manipulated in a sinister way. They're being led down a road to disaster, in my opinion, because BlackRock does not care about Bitcoin. They don't. They are fooling the sheep that are following Larry Fink blindly. But there's a much bigger plan in place here. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you guys did enjoy this video, definitely leave a like, subscribe, set notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.